On day 19, I will explore on the beach some before we head to the Wildlife Refuge and drive through it again. Then we'll leave Sanibel Island and drive to Naples, where we'll see the Naples Zoo, and then we'll also check into the hotel for the night. Let's go explore the beach some. This is the building that we're staying in. There are shells everywhere. This is not a very good shelling beach. Think of what it would be like on some of the better beaches. Then I watch the sun rise in the east and head back to the hotel to pick up Deborah. We're going to drive back through the Jane Darling National Refuge and see what animals we can see early in the morning before heading out. The tide is lower today than it was when we were here yesterday, and so we see a lot of shorebirds and other birds out on the sandbars. This yellow-crowned night heron was up on the boardwalk heading out to the mangrove overlook. And this little bunny didn't seem to be very scared. He was just right along the side of the road. This egret was out hunting for a meal right along the side of the road. and we had to stop for a while for a duck crossing. Then we're at the end of the nature drive and it's time to head to Naples.
Okay, so I don't know, you just tell me when we get there.
As we cross the causeway back to the mainland, we have a pelican flyby. Then back through the toll booth. We don't have to pay a toll coming back, we paid it going. Soon we arrive in Naples at the Naples Zoo in the Caribbean Gardens. It's both a garden and a zoo. Unfortunately, several of the animals won't be out since they're working in their cages. This is a zoo from outer space, and we're going to be looking around and taking a boat ride on this primate expedition cruise. Let's start looking around. First, let's look at some of the landscape. And now it's time to take our primate expedition cruise. The animals are actually out on islands. We'll be riding on a pontoon boat like this and listening to our guide. Let's get started.
Named after Africa's largest lake, our Lake Victoria is a man-made lake. It was dug out by about gibbons is they've got a ball and socket joint in their shoulders and their wrists. This gives them extremely good freedom of movement. They can be going in one direction and make a 180-degree turn without losing any forward momentum. Now, there is one characteristic of the Siamangs that differentiates them from other gibbons, and that is a thing called a guller sac. Siamangs have a guller sac, which is a flap of skin under their chin. They can inflate that guller sac up with air, like a balloon or a bagpipe, and then they can emit a very loud territorial call that can be heard up to 2 miles away. So here we have 3 black and white colobus monkeys native to Central Africa, countries like Chad, Nigeria, the Congo, and Kenya. Black and white colobus monkeys have these foods more efficiently than other animals. They can digest foods that might be toxic to other animals. They also do not have a visible thumb, so they don't grab on branches and swing from tree to tree. They use all fours and they run and jump between the branches, and they do that very quickly. The next island we're coming up to, if you look at this next island, we've got some monkeys on this island, some regular monkeys. I say regular monkeys because these are more of what you think of when you say monkey. These guys have a prehensile tail. These are New World primates native to Central and South America and parts of Mexico. That prehensile tail has a curl at the end of it. Notice that curl at the end of that tail. That curl has a lining of tactile skin. So just as we can grip things with our hands, they can grip things with that tail. They use it to wrap around tree branches to help them when they're climbing up or down. They carry food in that tail. They can even pick up and peel a banana with that tail. That island is home to a pair of primates that I call the odd couple, because we got a pair of primates on this island that are totally unrelated. We've got a gibbon and a monkey sharing this island. They get along so well. To me, it's kind of odd, so I call them the odd couple. They share the island very well. They're really good buddies. The gibbon on this island is known as a buff-cheeked gibbon. Buff-cheeked gibbons they're related to the Siamang gibbons, but they come from a slightly different part of Southeast Asia. They come from countries like Laos, Cambodia, and Vietnam. His name is Gibson. So what's the big deal about that spider monkey? Well, he's 47 years old. Now that little buff-cheeked gibbon in there, he is an extremely active climber.
After the cruise, we look at the rest of the zoo. Here's some plain zebra. Notice the stripes inside stripes on some of these. And around the alligator pond, there are many different herrings and egrets nesting. Let's look at a few of these. And then it's time to head out to our hotel for the night.
In 1,000 feet, use the right 2 lanes to turn right onto Golden Gate
We'll be staying in the Comfort Inns and Executive Suites for the next few nights as we look around this area. And this brings us to the end of day 19.